Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. We're back here today in the studio of Elk Grove Village. Today is April 4th, Tuesday. You know what that means, folks? It's voting day. A very, very, very important day in the Chicago suburbs and in the city of Chicago. You need to go out and vote. It's very, very important. Fourth Ward, vote for my good buddy, say it again, Dick Sayed. Great guy. Vote for him if you can. And over here in beautiful Elk Grove Village, our trustees, Steve Schmidt, a very good friend of ours, folks, 17-year Elk Grove Village police chief, running again for his second term. It's Steve Schmidt. Also, Kathy Jaroush. They own the bakery here in Elk Grove. She's running too for library trustee. And our good friend Tammy Miller, of course, 20-year manager, Elk Grove Park District, current village manager. If you're Elk Grove area, these are the people you want to vote for. Just me. And don't forget, folks, the city of Chicago needs a change. Brandon Johnson wants to defund the police, wants to tax the middle class, wants to defund the police over $150 million, folks. Poor Vallis. Paul Vallis is the guy you need to vote for if you're in the city of Chicago. Do the right thing. Bring back some old school. Bring back the great city of Chicago like it was. So people would be more interested in coming back to the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois instead of everybody moving out of the state of Illinois. So the most important thing is you need to go out and vote. If you haven't voted today, polls close tonight, 7 o'clock. Please go out and vote. If you don't vote, remember you lose your right to bitch. Wasn't here yesterday, folks. Had the second part of my root canal. Thank God it was a big success. So everything is good. You're watching Ocean's Pit. Now you can see, folks, that we are in the studio, folks, where every show is brought to you by our good friends from Ace Hardware Norwich, Ace Hardware Des Plaines, Ace Hardware Evergreen Park, and Ace Hardware Warrenville. And Raffaello and Jackie do an incredible job, folks. Buy local, shop local. Very, very important, folks, to remember. They have a lot of great multiple choices of things you can get when you go into Ace Hardware, a lot of specials. But don't forget, they have those great Ace points that are very, very important. And spring is in the air, even though it looks like it's going to rain today. You're looking for a new grill for the house? How about getting $20 off a grill? Very simple. Go to these following Ace Hardware stores, Norwich, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, or Warrenville, and tell them, hey, I want to grill my Ace off. I want to grill my Ace off. That's right. It's that easy, folks. And you can get $20 off your regular any grill purchase at Ace Hardware. Remember, Ace has been helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. That's Ace Hardware. Buy a local and shop local. I want to say hello to some people watching today. It's nice to be back here, folks. As you guys can see, the studio is getting smaller and smaller. That's because we're taking so much stuff out, separating a lot of stuff. My wife has been working very hard putting the new studio together, and we're this close, and we got getting the new studio, which is still going to be in the house, but it's going to be upstairs, so there'll be no barking or anything like that. So it's going to be quiet, laid back. But the studio looks fantastic. It's almost done. But Laura's doing a great job with that. So very, very cool. So very, very important. Hello, everybody. Luann, Danny Ramon de Rosa. It's Rosa's birthday. Happy birthday, Rosa. Hope you're doing well. Darren Dag. Dag, what's up, brother? I hope to see you tomorrow, too. We got my buddy Darren Dag on the show tomorrow. But we just got to give me some promo, buddy, so we can get you out here. This is Ocean's Pit. Little show about big things. I hope you guys are having a great day today. And boy, we just, like I said, Ace Hardware is one of the main sponsors of our show, folks. We just picked up another brand new sponsor. Actually, not brand new. He's back because of it's a seasonal company. So it's great to have our good buddies David Gorelli back. So I'm so happy about that. You got to love them, folks. A lot of things to talk about today. And we're going to get right to it. Let's say hello to our brand new sponsors of Ocean's Pit. That's right, folks. Gorelli Pavement Services for all your parking lot and driveway needs. Very simple. Did winter take a toll on your driveway and parking lot? Call Gorelli. Sick of those potholes? Call Gorelli. Does your driveway and parking lot need a facelift? Call Gorelli. Sick of looking at that, asphalt or concrete? Call Gorelli. Do you need regular maintenance on your parking lot and driveway? Call Gorelli. That's right. Let Gorelli Pavement Services rejuvenate your parking lot or driveway with a fresh seal coat. With over 30 years of experience, Gorelli Pavement Service is the place to go for all your parking lot and driveway needs. They service Illinois, Wisconsin, and Indiana. Call Gorelli Pavement Services today at 815-271-5235. That's 815-271-5835. Gorelli Pavement Services. All right, folks, we got a great show lined up for you today. I'm just excited that you guys are still watching every day. It's just great. Now, remember, every show is dedicated to the first responders, especially people like you, which is very, very important that you guys watch the show. And I really do appreciate it, folks. Really, really do. We have 5 different social media outlets. You can see us on the Tony Ocean Show Facebook page, on the Mo Carraro Facebook page, on Twitter, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and of course, on the brand new Ocean's Pit Facebook page. I'm asking all you wonderful people today, if you can, is get there and just give us a little pick, little share if we can. I really appreciate it. All right, so we have guests Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And if you remember Friday, if you just joined us, we had the great Christian Knievel, the daughter of Robbie Knievel and the granddaughter of the great Evel Knievel. What a great, man, what some great stories she has about her dad. That is so cool, man. A lot of stuff. And this morning I started off like I do every Tuesday. We're at the Almost Home Foundation for Dogs. I volunteer every Tuesday from 8 to 10. Almost Home Foundation is on Irving Park in Schaumburg. They do a great job. They're all volunteers, folks. And like I said on my post this morning, I try to show you different dogs every Tuesday. I walk the dogs. They're volunteer. They all volunteer, serve as non-profit organization. That's almosthomefoundation.org. Give. They need finance. They need supplies, but they need volunteers. Go to almosthomefoundation.org and please give. It's very, very important. All right. We had a busy week, folks. I need to thank everybody that came out. First of all, I'm glad we all survived the tornado on Friday night. Chicago Prime Steakhouse. Even though, yes, it was our crowd was down a little bit, but the people that were there enjoyed themselves, and thank God a lot of people didn't get hurt with the tornado in certain parts, at least not in the Oak Grove, Schaumburg area. Thank God for that. Our prayers also go out to the horrible accident that happened in Belvedere, Illinois, at the Apollo Theater, folks, during a 3-band rock concert. 28 people injured, 1 person killed. The roof came down. That's got to be the most scariest. Imagine that, folks. Here you are having a great time, enjoying the concert. All of a sudden, the roof falls. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine that. The horrible that must be. And 28 people just got injured. Thank God they weren't. Hopefully, I don't think they were seriously injured, but they were still injured. And then 1 person died. It's just horrible. Michael, how you doing, buddy? Hardcore Italians is in the house. Robert Provenzano, the general, just dropped off my son and daughter-in-law absent ballots for Vallis in Chicago. Yeah, you need to vote Vallis. Danny Ramonde, Darren Dag from the Dag Show will be on tomorrow as our guest. We'll talk politics. We'll talk a little bit of everything tomorrow. Dan Nozak, how you doing, buddy? My good buddy Dan, don't forget now, a lot of good stuff. Now, let's just get back to the weekend. Thank you, everybody who showed up at Chicago Prime on Friday night. Now, Norton's in Highland Park was fantastic. Wow. Richie and the staff do an incredible job there. Thank you to the return of Ryan O'Ryan. It was great seeing Mike Restivo and James Petty from my rock band, Mojo's Jukebox, was there as well. And what a great turnout. And we just have a great time there on Saturday at Norton's in Highland Park. Sunday, we played a brand new place called Caliendo's in Winfield. It was me and my buddy Jeff Dubray. Bobby does a great job over there. I thought it was like, I probably should have, I did a little investigating. When I looked at Caliendo's, I didn't know if it was like a fine dining restaurant, more like a casual sports bar. It's more of a casual sports bar. But it's downtown Winfield, really nice, good food. And Danny Mazzi was there with Robin. Thank you so much. And Joey and Cindy Spins. Jeff did a great job. So thank you, everybody that came out to Caliendo's. And we'll be definitely going back there in Winfield. That was Sunday. Now, we got a busy week this week, folks. Now, Wednesday, which is tomorrow, which is going to be the 5th of April. We'll be doing the grand opening of the new Osteria Capri in Downers Grove. Now, that's going to be in the Doubletree Hotel with my good buddy Jerry Jams. That's tomorrow. Now, Thursday the 6th will be at Zaza's in Barrington with Jerry Jams. With Jeff Dubray. That's a 7 o'clock hit. Friday, we'll be back at Chicago Prime Steakhouse with Rhino Ryan. And Saturday, back at Champion Sports Bar in the beautiful Plainfield, Illinois, again with the return of Rhino Ryan on 2 nights. So that's going to be very, very cool. Next week, folks, we're going to be out of town. We'll be going at the Hunt and Polo Club in Minnesota. We'll be there with Ocean's Rat Pack. That's the 14th. But the day before, folks, the 13th, I'm sorry. The day before, we had another great fundraiser that we do, and you know how much I love animals, so it's very, very important that we let everybody know about animals. If you have no plans, next Wednesday, and that's April 12th, we're going to be at the Tap House Grill, 1243 State Street in Lamont, Illinois. It's for the Ruby Whiskers Animal Rescue. Now that's going to be next Wednesday. Yours truly, Tony Toto and the incomparable Regina Karma. It's going to be great, folks. $10 cover. All the money goes to Ruby Whiskers Animal Rescue. 7:30 is the hit, and I hope you guys all come. Great food. We got some great entertainment, and all the money goes for Ruby Whiskers Animal Rescue. They're going to have a silent auction. A lot of good stuff there, folks. So hope you guys can make it next Wednesday at the Tap House Grill. All right. Boy, we got a lot to talk about. Let's get a couple more sponsors out of the way, folks. Our good buddy, Roy McCampbell, attorney at law. That's right, Roy McCampbell, attorney at law, statewide law practice that is client-focused and results-driven. For a good lawyer, check my buddy Roy McCampbell, 708-275-4264. My wife's credit card company called Laura Ocean Solutions. Increasing profits or reducing credit card fees. You'll never have to shop again if you go with Laura Ocean Solutions. Deutz Power Center out of Elgin, Illinois, servicing the great construction and diesel industry in Chicago for the last 100 years. That's Deutz Power Center, 224-276-6550. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, Monday through Friday at noon, a little lunchtime fun. And let's see who else is watching. Terry Sullivan, Tiny Tavern. How you doing, my friend? Welcome. I'm opening up in Posen in May. Well, then, Terry, we're going to have to come out there, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Dennis, yes, Trump is headed to. We're going to talk about that. I'm not that expensive, Terry. Private message me or give me a call at the bottom of the screen, Terry, 847-769-8609. And we'll talk to my friend Terry Sullivan. This is Ocean's Pit. Yeah, we'll talk about the Trump. We'll talk about a lot of stuff, folks. We'll talk about a little bit that we love to do. And just make sure I say hello to everybody. Marianne, I hope you had a great day. Kristen Knievel is in the house. It was great seeing Kristen on our show Friday. I hope we get Kristen to come out one of the gigs because she's got a great voice. You got to be able to hear her sing. She's very good. So very, very cool. All right, so let's get to some stuff, folks. Jack Holden passed away, ladies and gentlemen, 1921 to 2023. He was the last survivor of December 7th attack on the U.S. Arizona. The last living survivor, so rest in peace. God bless. Thank you for your services, Jack Holden. Ocean's Pit, folks. Do you know when you go down to New York City? I go to New York a lot. I love New York City, the greatest city in the world, home of the New York Yankees and the New York Rangers and the New York Giants. But anyway, you go downtown, Little Italy, of course, downtown Manhattan. You go down to Strawberry Fields, the memorial for John Lennon. I've been there many times. Across the street was a Dakota, actually, of course, where Mark David Chapman shot and killed John Lennon. But in the town of Liverpool, in the country of the city, the town of Liverpool, of course, in England, where the Beatles of John Lennon was born, they're going to re-put that same Imagine plaque that they have, that the big giant display is going to be going. They're moving it to Liverpool as well. It's going to stay in New York, but they're going to do an exact duplicate up in Liverpool, which it should have done years and years ago, but it's nice that they're doing it in memorial for the late, great John Lennon, folks. Happy 7-year anniversary to our good friend Laura Oricho, if I'm pronouncing it right. She's 7-year anniversary for PR firm. That's Oricho Public Relations. Happy 7 years. Vegans. The extreme belief that animal life is worse than a fucking sandwich. I don't know too many people that are vegan. I know my buddy Daryl Armenstad, my keyboard player who plays with me, a great musician, produced our new CD, our 10th CD called Oceans. I heard I had a good time, which is available here at any Tony Ocean show, folks, $10. Anyway, he's a vegan. He hasn't eaten meat in 25 years. It's definitely better for you, but I don't know if I can do it, man. It would be definitely really difficult for me to try to do that, folks. I don't know. Why do older people, you guys keep sending me stuff, so I want to make sure. Let's go back to the 60s and the 70s. Everybody's going out now, and everything's priced. Everything went up. We obviously know that with inflation and everything that's happening. It's crazy how everything is. But I'm going to tell you something. There's always time. Finland joined the NATO. That's right, Dennis. That's a good thing. It's just amazing of what stuff happens, folks, with all the prices and inflation, everything going up. I can't believe that this world is still going the way it is. It is so crazy. All right. Like I said, our prayers go out to the Belvedere, of course, and the Apollo. How horrible it was. Patrice, how you doing? My good friend Patrice, former Chicago Bear, Honey Bear. Great seeing you and Julie on Friday, even though the tornado didn't stop you guys from coming out at Chicago Prime. Hamilton Partners has not notified the buildings of Capri to see you tomorrow night. Lola, okay, we know it's a Capri. I know I'll be there tomorrow. So I don't know what the holdup is, but my buddy Joey and Giovanna did buy the new Capri. So we will be there. So thank you, Lola. We look forward to seeing you, my dear friend. Thank you so much. Oh boy, I just seen tornado that killed 9. That tornado actually killed 9 people in the Midwest and certain southern states. Just sad how that happens, unfortunately, folks. But again, that Apollo Theater, I just can't imagine if people were in concerts. You're going there to have a good time. And I know I mentioned it earlier when I first came on, but man, the prayers go out to the 28 people who were hurt and the one, of course, that passed away, unfortunately. What I heard from a couple of articles, the person who bought, the one who died, bought one of the members in the band. Remember the guy who actually bought one of the T-shirts. The only guy who bought a T-shirt that night, and of course he was the gentleman that unsortedly that was killed by the horrible happened at the Lookout. It's horrible. Look out for funnel clouds today, Albert. It's supposed to be bad. They got thunderstorms like crazy over here, folks. Also, we want to say our prayers out to Reno Rajori, of course, a former Elmwood Park, Melrose Park guy, passed away. I know he's good friends with Jerry Jams. Our prayers go out to the family. I didn't realize Neil Diamond was on television. I'm not a big Neil Diamond fan, as you guys know. I mean, I do. There's one song that I love by him called "Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon." That's probably my favorite one by him. But I didn't realize he has Parkinson's disease, and he was on some talk show talking about it. So if you didn't know about it, Neil Diamond has Parkinson's, and he's telling people how to, live with it. It's got to be crazy. How sad. Of course, this past weekend, we also had a memorial for my good buddy, Mr. Bill Romanet, who used to be the manager at Stay Out Discotheque. If you guys remember Stay Out in Stone Park, he was a great musician. Also, folks, played in a lot of great bands. He was also the Santa Claus. He played Santa Claus for the Obama administration at the White House the 4 years that Obama was president of the United States. So great to see Darlene there, of course, and all the people that went to mourn and support Darlene. It was a big turnout. And again, Mr. Bill, we're missed up in heaven. Some girls just never grow up, do they, Dennis? No, they don't. Absolutely. Studies now. We're talking about the vaccine. You're talking about the jab. You want to talk about whatever now. You know how many people have got the vaccine, and a lot of people had some, experiences with problems ever since people got it. There's a lot of people coming. Now study says vaccine right now, they're showing the cold. There's cold in the heart. You're getting colds in your heart to the younger people, besides the blood clogs and everything else that are getting. I was in Stay Out 2 times. I remember the 10th and the entrance. Yeah, there you go, Albert. Prayers for the fallen firefighter and his family and friends. Tony Bisek. Prayers, Tony. So, Tony Bisek, happy belated birthday to your mom up in heaven, Tony. Tony, a great drummer in the Chicagoland area. His mom's birthday passed just this past weekend. Heavenly birthday up in heaven to your mom, Tony. All right. So, I mean, here it is, more tragedies, another fallen firefighter, whether it's a firefighter, whether it's a police officer. It's just bad news every time, folks. It's just bad news every time, over and over. And I just don't get it, folks. I just don't get it. I don't know. It drives me crazy. I don't know for your Chicago Bears fans. They just did a big signing. The Bears re-signed veteran quarterback, which would probably be backup quarterback Nathan Peterman, is now a member of the Chicago Bears, and I'm sure he'll be a backup quarterback as it is. Um, wow. How about a man? This is great. How about some good news for a change? Now, again, if you're just joining us, Ocean's Pit, we just got the brand new. The studio is not done yet, so if you notice, every day the stuff is getting smaller because we're bringing everything up. And my wife redid it all, so it looks really good. The new studio. I've been saying this since January, but we've been trying, and there's a lot of stuff that in our family, so much stuff going on. So little by little, we want to make sure it's right when we make that final move. It's very important. According to Fox News, a North Carolina man wins $2 million in the lottery. A year ago, on the same date, he won another $1 million. This guy, $3 million. I mean, we can't get 25 or 50. God bless this guy. North Carolina wins $2 million 2 years, just won it. And then last year he won $1 million. How many people? That's just crazy, folks. Oh, my God. I don't know. Pope Francis is ailing right now, folks. Our prayers go out to Pope Francis. I don't know how many people you guys celebrated Palm Sunday this past Friday. And of course, this Sunday is Easter Sunday. So happy Easter Sunday right now to all your family. If you guys celebrate Easter out there. How about this NASCAR Cup? NASCAR Cup. They're driving. They're coming, man. They're coming here July 1st and 2nd. NASCAR, Michigan Avenue. Can you believe this stuff? This is crazy. Prayers for the Pope. Yeah, good news. Charge dropped. Good news. Charges dropped on Trump. Not really. Not yet. But we'll talk a little bit about that. So sad, 40-year-old firefighter. Yes, it's very, very sad, Dennis. Fests all over the world. Voted the #1 food fest is Pickle Fest in Pittsburgh. I never heard of it, but my buddy Dave Antonelli from Patriot Funding, good friend of mine, he goes to Pickle Fest every year. So I don't know. That's got to be a lot of trips to the bathroom after eating all those pickles. It's like going to a chili fest. Can you imagine what that'd be like? Why can't a bicycle stand by itself? It's too tired. Oh, Richard Hamlin. Richard, thank you again, my brother, for sending me all the birthday updates. I really do appreciate that, buddy. I know you're a busy guy and you still do that every day. So very, very cool. Did you see the video of a grandma? Now, Kim Peterson LaFew, another great singer in the Chicagoland area, and the band In Session, she posted a picture of a grandma, a woman sitting on her chair with a blow dryer, aiming it at traffic to slow down the cars. No shit. You can't make this up, folks. You can't make this up. This older lady sitting in a chair in front of her house with a blow dryer. I'm not talking about a giant blow dryer, one of those, I'm talking about a handheld blow dryer to tell the cars to slow down on her block. What is this world coming to? Gwyneth Paltrow, of course, got sued for hitting a skier. They're both skiing, hits a skier, takes off. She sued for $300,000, but the court awarded her $1, and that's what she asked for. As she was walking out, she actually went to the person that she hit, and she apologized, and she goes, "I hope you're okay." So that's over with. New York Times had to put that up there. So much great, great news that's happening. Kathy Eppolito, how are you doing, my dear friend from California? Wisconsin's watching, New Jersey, Ohio, Chicago. I hope you guys are doing well. Well, folks, when you ever notice if you have a dog, and I think this happens to our dog. I know it used to happen when we had Maddie, but now it's happening to Zoe too, folks. When you sit there and you're eating something and you have to see that it's gone, and when you're done eating it and you go like this, like you just like it's a blackjack table, when the dealer leaves the table, you have to go like this, that the food is gone, all gone, before the dog actually understands you that there's no food in your hand. How many people do that with their dogs? We do, and it's very, very funny. National Scribble Day. Two things I don't think that people do anymore. How many people scribble? Maybe if you're at your office on the phone, you're on hold, talking to somebody, you might be scribbling. I don't know if people still do that. It's almost like National Crayon Day. Are the kids using crayons? Do they? Dina, how are you doing, my dear friend? Lemon and hot water for that throat. My throat is fine, Ellie. My throat is fine. It's just raspy in the morning. Ellie Weinhardt, I was at Norton's on Saturday and I ran into your son. Your son was there and he told me that you were his mom. So my good friend Ellie Weinhardt, of course, from the movie A League of Her Own. She was in that movie, folks, and she's also in the #1 Joan Rivers impersonator, great comic. I think she was at the comic show, Comic-Con this weekend. So Ellie and Weinhardt, how you doing, Ellie? Hope you're doing well. So, yeah, so I don't know. Do kids still use crayons? Do parents still buy crayons for kids? Or is it here's a laptop? They're born 2 minutes, a month after they're born. Here you go. Here's your video game. Here's your new laptop, and that's it. Is crayons gone or toys gone? I don't know. Even though it's National Crayon Day. Oh. Well, how about this? This is not actually baseball news, but it happened in baseball. It was the Los Angeles Dodgers. They played, if I'm correct, they played the Giants. And a gentleman, his name was Ricardo Yves, ran out in the field to propose to his wife. And of course, he was tackled by all security. Not a good move to do, sir. Bless you, hon. Not a good move to do if you're going to run into a baseball field, folks, a major league baseball field. You're going to get trampled. You're going to get attacked. They're just doing their job. So you might want to try another way. You might even be able to ask for permission, which I don't think you'll get. But this guy was hit. April 1st was actually April Fool's Day, but of course it was also National Cheap Trick Day. And you know how much I love Cheap Trick, the great band. It's true. April 1st is actually Cheap Trick, which kind of fits it, folks. So happy Cheap Trick Day. Of course, Rick Nielsen, Robin Zander, Tom Peterson, Buddy Carlos. That's the real Cheap Trick to me, even though there's the Rick's son playing the drums, which he does a great job, but he's still not Bunny. Not Bunny. Happy Cheap Trick Day. Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things, folks. Big stuff coming up this week. Like I said, we'll be at the Osteria Capri tomorrow, Zaza's on Thursday, Prime on Friday, Champions Sports Bar in Plainfield on Saturday. Now, folks, a couple things. I've been mentioning to you about Seventh Heaven, Mojo's Jukebox, Tony Ocean. Looks like we're joining the Seventh Heaven Cruise 2024. We've been talking about it for about 6 months now. Our actual meeting is this Thursday night. I'm meeting with Richie after my gig. Richie, of course, is the CEO and founder, the leader of Seventh Heaven. And we're going to meet. We're going to give you more details where you can join us on the cruise this January coming up, 2024. I'm excited about that. Me and Richie have been talking about it for a while, and I'm going to combine Tony Ocean and Mojo's Jukebox combined. So you're going to get both bands plus Seventh Heaven. Well, I don't know the other bands we're going to be on. They haven't announced that yet, but I'm excited. We're going to be part of that in January of 2024. I'm excited. All right, we have big Rat Pack shows coming up, folks. Let's not forget now next Wednesday, we're going to be on the 13th. We're going to be in Minnesota at the Hunt Club, Hunt and Polo Club with Oceans Rat Pack in Minnesota. April 15th, we'll be at the Woodstock Country Club. On the 29th of April, we'll be at the Lyric Theater in Blue Island. That's Oceans Rat Pack. On the 30th of April, we'll be at the Displays Theater, Rhino and Estes Displays Theater on Sunday, April 30th. Tickets, oshows.com. May 24th will be at the Carnival Alley Speakeasy, downtown Chicago, Wednesday, the 24th of May. And don't forget, folks, we're also, this is going back in the summer, folks. August 20th, we're going to be at the beautiful Forget About It Vinery and Wineyard. Winery, Vineyard, whatever it is. It's going to be fun. Outside, on the deck. It's beautiful in Galena, Illinois. And we got more dates coming, but that's pretty good stuff, folks, with Rat Packs, Bill Saratella as Frank Sinatra, yours truly as Dean Martin, and Elliot Winbush as Sammy Davis Jr. You're watching Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things, folks. And let's get some more sponsors. Don Esteban Cigars out of Tarpon Springs, Florida. Hand roll cigar, just getting warm now, folks. So call Javier and get these cigars. Tell him the Tony Ocean special, 727-366-7536. And let's not forget our good friends, Anthony and Carmela at our Trico Hair Experts out of Rosemont, Illinois. Give them a call for recreating great hair days, 773-999-7888. Let's not forget Armando Supermarkets, folks. That's right. They're out of Elgin, Illinois, 925 Liberty Street. Buy local and shop local. Danny Mazzi's Armando Supermarkets. And Michael and Gigi from Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair for all your collision auto repair needs. Go to crashchampions.com. Ocean's Pit, today is the 4th. It's time to go out and vote. Please vote. If you don't vote, ladies and gentlemen, you have no right to bitch. Marianne, the coach here, actually worked for Well, yeah, she's fantastic. Marianne and the coach, very good. If you get a penis in a box, now that's a cheap trick. That's a good one. And worked at her home. She's such a wonderful woman. And she's a great friend, great one. Beautiful home. My buddy, the late Joe Nashka, got married there. I remember. Very, very cool. All right, Robert, go and vote, my brother. Put Paul Vallis in the office. Make him the new mayor of Chicago. Mary, I think we are at the Prime on May 26th. I'm not quite sure. I don't have the schedule with me. But if you check my website, TonyOceanMusic.com, I will let you know, Mary, about May 26th. But basically, we're there mostly every Friday. So very, very cool. All right. Well, we got some birthdays today. But before we do that, oh my God, facts. It's true, folks. This is cool. The focusing muscles of the eyes move 100,000 times a day. Right here, check it out. The focusing muscles of the eyes move 100,000 miles a day. Interesting stuff. How about one more? Oh my God, facts. Of the 247 billion emails, messages sent every day. Now get this, folks. 247 billion emails are sent in a day, every day. 81% of them are pure spam. 81% of all that crap that you get in emails, 81% are spam. Out of the 247 billion email messages sent a day. Pretty good stuff. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Birthdays. Our Auntie Janice's birthday. Happy birthday to Aunt Janice out there. There you go. Christopher Walken, great actor, celebrates a birthday this past weekend. The great trumpet player, the great Herb Alpert, celebrates a birthday. Joe Walsh turned 75 years old. People always say, Tony, do you like the Eagles? No, but I love Joe Walsh. And a lot of times I'll ask people they like the Eagles. Some say, he's okay, but we love Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh, the great 75 years old, the great Joe Walsh. You got to love that, folks. Phyllis Sahajas, the first lady of Chicago rock and roll, celebrated a birthday this past weekend. Phyllis, happy birthday, my dear friend. Absolutely. And her husband, Nick, is retiring tomorrow. So they're going to be at Mezzi in Schaumburg. It's a big retirement party. I'll be joining them as soon as I get off of work at Capri. I'll be over there. So Nick is finally retiring from his first job so he can completely concentrate on being a great musician that he is. That's Nick Hodges, the piano man. So happy birthday to his lovely wife, Phyllis. Thank you so much. Helen Tenuta, if you're watching, your dad up in heaven, 90 years old, Mr. Tenuta up in heaven. Melissa Anderson Hoey, of course, the beautiful wife to BJ Murray. Melissa, I hope you had a great birthday this past weekend, my dear friend. Carol Manotti, let's give it up for your hubby, Daniel. Danny celebrates a birthday this past weekend. Daniel, I hope you had a good one. Frank and Pero from Positano's, a great place where we play once a month in Oak Brook. Frank celebrates a birthday today. Joey LaRusso's birthday this past Saturday at Norton's was a big success. Great seeing him and Laurie and Buzz and the crew. It was great seeing them. Blackjack's Gentlemen's Club celebrates another birthday. Dominic and Anthony, happy birthday to Blackjack's Gentlemen's Club. Eddie Volkman passed a birthday this past weekend. He's a great DJ, of course. Jobo, remember them, Jobo and Eddie. Of course, his father was the weatherman, Harry Volkman. So happy birthday, Eddie. And our friend from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, Terry, happy birthday if you're listening. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. And this pen has lost its ink. Oh, that's the story, folks. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. A lot of good stuff. I know it's a little gloomy out there. We know that. So we're sorry about that. It's a little gloomy, but hey, what the hell? Go out, try to enjoy yourself. We got a lot more stuff to talk about, folks. Also, my prayers go out to my buddy Andy. He's a great piano player with a lot of bands. Foco, he's a piano player with American English. He's also the piano player in Mistaken Identity. He's also the piano player in my band Mojo's Jukebox. His father passed away this past weekend. Our prayers go out to Andy and his family, losing his father. Palm Sunday, of course, was Sunday. We mentioned that already. Don't forget to vote for Dick Sayed if you're in the 4th Ward. He's running for 4th Ward Alderman, Dick Sayed. Say it again with our good buddy Dick Sayed, folks. Absolutely. You got to love it, folks. All right. April 1st was canceled this year because you can't come up with any made-up pranks with all the shit that's going down in this country, in this world today. Let me tell you something, folks. I don't think you can do April Fools anymore without offending anybody. I truly believe that you can't do that anymore. You can't say a joke anymore because everybody gets offended, no matter what it is. Here's a perfect example. And I use this joke a lot. I probably mentioned it many times, and you probably heard it many times. But here, there was a family, and I think I might have used this before, but I'm just using this joke in general, okay? And I know the reaction that it had 20 years ago. So I can imagine if I told the joke now. There was a family, happily married, family, 10 kids. Wow. I told a lady, why so many kids? She goes, I love my kids. I go, that's fantastic. I go, I love my cigar, but I take it out of my mouth every now and then. Now, granted, I stole the joke from Groucho from Bet Your Life. Now, this was many, many years ago in the 30s and 40s. I used that joke at least 10 times. And every time the husband's in tears laughing, but the wife is offended. Now, this was years ago. Imagine if you said that joke now. I mean, everybody is so anal with that stuff. I don't know, man. I just don't get it. I just don't get it, folks. Anthony Melchiotti and Ron Melchiotti. Anthony was a good friend of mine. He was a great musician. We were in many bands, 1313, Big Bang Rodeo. When we did Star Search together, his birthday, of course, his father passed away, but it would have been his birthday this past weekend. So, Mr. Melchiotti, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Buddy, my pal Buddy Jacone. If you see out there, Buddy, happy birthday to my good friend, Buddy. All right, let's talk politics for just a few minutes. If you watch The View, The View, first of all, is a horrible show. It should be off television for all the crap that they say and get away with. How about this time? They just said they were happy, and they were celebrating that Trump got indicted. They were making fun of Trump's grandkids by saying that their grandparents got mugshots. This is not right. You're a talk show. You want to rip on whoever you're going to rip. That's whatever. But when you start ripping on the kids, making fun of their grandkids that they have to see their grandfather with a mugshot, come on. It's the biggest witch hunt in history. And me and Dag are going to talk about that tomorrow. Darren Dag's going to be on the show tomorrow from the Dag Show. And it's just crazy. Now, if you think about this, folks, he left the day before. You've seen it all over the news, whether you're a Trump fan or not. The airports, there were thousands of people there that were welcoming him. And it was almost like the scene in Hoffa, the movie, with Jack Nicholson and Danny DeVito when Hoffa was being taken to jail and the whole expressway was lined up with Hoffa signs. Well, there was a whole bunch of Trump signs when he was going into New York to be indicted. It's not keeping New York safe. Not keeping anybody safe, folks, or interfering with the election coming up in 2024. It's that simple. Like Trump said, whether you like him or not, folks. And I'm not supposed to be political on this show, but this is a court. This is a case that's going to be going on. This is going to be on television for a while. We're going to see it's going to be bigger than OJ. Because he said, they're not after me. They're after you. I'm just in the way. What's surprising to me, folks, I wasn't surprised that all those people came out and supported him when he was coming out of the airport. That, not at all. But do you guys remember former President Bill Clinton when he paid hush money to Paula Jones, $850,000? He was never arrested. He was never indicted. And he was the former president. Now that's suspicious. Bill Clinton did the exact same thing that Donald Trump did. Paid Paula Jones $850,000 to hush money. Nothing happened. But what's weird, what not weird, what I'm saying is that people that usually were against Trump are supporting Trump on this particular arrest. Jeb Bush says it's political. It's political why they arrested this man. Michael Pence, former vice president and the guy who ratted on him anyway, says it's a manhunt. This is Michael Pence. They're not after the man, ladies and gentlemen. They're not after the crime. They're after the man. The crime is nothing. The wife knows about it. It's old news. It's sad. Because if they can do this to him, they can do this to any of us. How about on some good funny news, folks? I don't know, it's funny. The situation isn't funny, but what they're doing is funny. Of course, the war in Ukraine is not funny. But they hired the administrator, director, or whoever that puts these alerts when a bomb's supposed to happen or sirens. This is crazy, folks. They hired Mark Hamill. You heard this story? They hired Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill is the voice. He was in the movie Star Wars and Luke Skywalker, the voice of Luke, and he played Luke Skywalker. But he has him voice the air raids. So when you hear the air raids in Ukraine, you hear Luke Skywalker's voice. Actually done by Mark Hamill. This actually happened. This was hired by the Ukraine government. You can't make this shit up, folks. Can't make this shit up. For all you WWE fans out there, WrestleMania this past weekend, Saturday and Sunday, April 1st and April 2nd, before, remember, it used to be a big pay-per-view event. It was like the Super Bowl. Me and my dad didn't watch too much. We didn't get along that much. But when it was a John Wayne movie or the Honeymooners or the Three Stooges or wrestling, we got along fantastic. And he was a big Hogan guy, and I was always, the opposite of all the mean guys. That's why I like. Ric Flair was my guy. MJF is my guy now, but so is Roman Reigns. So if you watched it, in attendance was over 81,000 people in Hollywood, California. It was like, I think it was WrestleMania 39, if I'm correct. But the Usos lost part of the bloodline to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which I was happy. But I love the Usos. But I love Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Charlotte Flair, one of my favorites. Now Ripley, now she is the new women's champion. And of course, Roman Reigns beats again Cody Rhodes with a little help from his friends, of course. But so I don't know what the WWE has planned and who is going to beat Roman Reigns. I don't know. I have no clue because he's beaten everybody. Now, me and our son Joey were talking before. We were hoping that The Rock would come, and then maybe because they're related, and that would happen. But then The Rock, even if he won the belt, he couldn't hold on to it because he's not a wrestler anymore. So who knows what they're going to do? Because now they have the next one coming up, the next pay-per-view. So I don't know, Richard Hamlin, if you're watching out there, like I know you watch wrestling too, who's going to beat Roman Reigns? I don't know, folks. Jacob Chanley, folks, released from prison 14 months earlier because former Speaker of the House, McCarthy, says there was no crime. They let him go because there was no crime committed by these gentlemen dressed up in these outfits, the Viking hats. They were brought in by the people. I'm not even going to go to that whole January 6th. Unfortunately, the people died. I feel sorry for that. But how it was put together, and then Tucker Carlson, of course, shows the videos of it, and people still think that it was washed and it's not real. And I'm not even going to go there, folks. Not even going to go there. ABC's putting brand new speed cameras in the city of Chicago, and now they're putting them in different spots that they were before. The scam about a lot of times those were out, and it was like fake stuff, and some of them weren't even hooked up. And another way for the city of Chicago to make more money. I love this quote, folks. Fear kills you more than failure. Fear kills you more than failure. It really, really does. Congratulations to UConn. In the college basketball finals, UConn, I'm not a college guy. I don't watch any college sports, but UConn won. So congratulations to UConn and anybody that follows that stuff. Congratulations. How many people remember a bar called Doc Ryan's? Well, after 70 years, Doc Ryan's finally closes. I think it was like the Riverside area. Doc Ryan's is if I got the right correction, if it's the same place. After 70 years, it's finally closing its doors. Doc Ryan's. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. How about a couple things, folks, that you buy at the grocery store, and most likely can give you food poisoning? 48 million people have caught salmonella, listeria, E. coli. 130,000 people were hospitalized. Over 3,000 people were dead. Certain foods, some of them are cold cuts, could have poisoning if you let them sit too long, or you buy them old. Peaches, if you let them sit too long, or if you buy them old. Onions, if you sit too long. These are just some things that have food poisoning in it if you let them sit too long. I didn't realize 48 million people have got salmonella, listeria, and E. coli. 130,000 people were hospitalized out of the 48 million. And out of the 48 million, 3,000 died. So be careful what you put into your mouth. Lisa P., a great singer in the Chicagoland area. Lisa, I don't know where you're at, honey. I know she can be with us at Positanos. Her daughter, Taylor celebrates a birthday this past weekend. Happy birthday, Taylor. Also, my very, very, very good friend, Joni Burke, former Chicago police officer, also a former female detective, celebrated a birthday this past weekend. Happy birthday, Joni Burke, if you're watching. And Anthony Melchiotti and Ron's wife, Michelle Melchiotti, celebrates a birthday this past weekend. Happy birthday, Michelle. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, folks. According to ABC, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, the man got shot and killed in O'Reilly's Auto Parts. A guy tried to break in to O'Reilly's Auto Parts. The owner or someone that worked at O'Reilly's Auto Parts was a FOID card carrier, breaking into his business, shoot, and killed him. Case closed. Legally, he had the gun, protecting himself and protecting his property. Cancer patients choose a lifestyle rather than aggressive treatment. A lot of people would rather probably maybe enjoy their life instead of going through all this treatment. And I can't imagine what that must be like. Ladies and gentlemen, I've known friends. Cheryl Riccio from the Ronald and SD organization had a couple, 3 or 4 times. I think she had cancer 3 times. I know our friend Karen Serpico was a 4th time survivor, and now she's going through it again. Bill Zemi, who just passed away, a good friend of ours, he had it. I just don't know if I would want all those aggressive treatments or just enjoy life as I can if I was to have cancer. But most people, according to Wall Street Journal, are saying that they rather enjoy just a regular lifestyle instead of going to those aggressive treatments to see if it can cure you better, folks. Walmart's closing. I think they said like 15 or 20 different Walmarts will be closing. Now that's scary when Walmart's going to be closing, a couple of them. 11 of them, I forgot the exact number. What about this? According to ABC, McDonald's is closing their offices because they're preparing for some major layoffs. This is McDonald's we're talking about. We're talking about McDonald's and Walmarts, the ones you see everywhere you're driving. There's 3 Walmarts in every town. There's how many McDonald's? Some of these Walmarts will be closing, and some of these McDonald's, because of the layoffs, because they are giving people at McDonald's $15 an hour. I'm sure they were trying to do the right thing when they gave these employees a $15 an hour, but it's kind of backfired because they're going to be doing some massive layoffs. McDonald's, folks. I don't know. It's just crazy, but it's true. It's a scary world we live in, folks. It really is. A couple things. Let's get back to our final sponsor, folks. Our good buddy from Dave Antonelli at Patriot Funding Incorporated. Commercial money lending at its finest when timing is everything. Go to Patriot Funding Incorporated out of Roselle, Illinois. My good buddy Dave Antonelli now offering 100% purchase, 100% rehab, 100% financing, fast, super fast approval and funding, no tax return, no prepaid penalty, no upfront fee, and no survey. That's Patriot Funding Incorporated out of Roselle, Illinois. Call Dave Antonelli at 630-675-4730 and tell him Ocean's Pit sent you. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, our guest will be Darren Dagg from The Dagg Show. And Dagg talks a little bit about everything. Been on the show. He's been doing his own podcast for a long time. So I'm excited to have him on and see what he's thinking of this crazy world that's going on right now, folks. Now, here's a couple things that just to throw this out here, because we're running out of time. Just to throw this out here. Okay, now you pay good money for a comedian to say something offensive. You'll pay good money to watch Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, or somebody to go off to say something offensive. But when I say it, and I give you this offensive for free, I'm a bastard. I'm an asshole. I'm the bad guy just because I'm not a comedian. But you damn well know, ladies and gentlemen, especially in this world, most of these people, most of us inside are thinking things. Some of us don't decide to say it, but you're thinking the same thing. So, in my opinion, what's the difference? If you're thinking it or saying it out loud, you still feel the same way. Now, if you're paying all these comedians millions of dollars to go see these guys up in front, if they say something offensive, you laugh, hey, you high five. But when someone else says it off the street, they're bastards. One of the best compliments I ever got, I'm going to leave you guys with this. One of the best compliments I ever got was, man, Tony, you're different. And that's the best compliment I ever got, that I'm different. I'm a different breed. And I know that. I'm a different breed. But I think we all should be a little bit, I think we all should be that way. Be a different breed. Isn't that a good compliment? Someone comes up to you and says, man, you're a different breed. Walmart drives the privately owned businesses out and then they shut down the Walmarts. That's hard on those small town Walmart customers. Becky, you're absolutely right on that. Maybe Walmart stores will buy Amazon stores and then buy locals. Crazy. Daryl Armstrong, hello, my good friend. I hope you're doing well. Economy with Biden is screwed up. Peter Prado, we don't even have to go through that. You know that, Peter. I hope you're doing well. Kathy again. That's what you get. Doc Ryan was in Forest Park. Thank you, Christine. I thought it was close. Forest Park, that's right, where I played by Jimmy's place. Rivers, that's it, Forest Park. Thank you, Christine. Spinach also, too. Yeah, a couple other items. Anyway, folks, like I said, the best compliment I ever got was you're different. I love to try to walk a mile in my shoes. Forget the mile in my shoes, folks. Spend a couple seconds in my head. It's not easy being me. It's not easy being me. Anyway, folks, we got to go, and I'm not changing. This is the way I am. You either like me or you don't. And I'd rather be the guy in the middle that says either I like that person or I hate that person. I don't like being that, oh, he's okay. I don't want one of the he's okays. Anyway, folks, let's go to last but not least. Let's back to our fantastic sponsors, the major sponsor of the show. That's Ace Hardware Norwich, Ace Hardware Des Plaines, Ace Hardware Evergreen Park, Ace Hardware Warrenville. Raffaello and Jackie do an incredible job with some great deals. The Ace Points, small engine repair, handyman service, truck rental, screen and window repair. They're fantastic. Buy local, shop local, Ace Hardware. And now, folks, with spring in the air, you're looking for a brand new grill. Just tell them, grill, I want to grill my Ace off. Grill your Ace off. You say that and you'll get $20 off any grill purchase at the Norwich, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, or Warrenville locations. You gotta love our friends from Ace Hardware. Buy local and shop local. Folks, it's come to the end of the hour. Tomorrow, I hope to see you all at the grand opening of the new Capri, Osteria Capri in Downers Grove. It's in the DoubleTree. We're going to be starting at 6:30 to 9:30 tomorrow night with Jerry Jams. Thursday will be at Zaza's in Lake Barrington, 7 o'clock with Jeff Dubray. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse, Schaumburg, 8 o'clock with Rhino Ryan. And Saturday will be at Champion Sports Bar in Plainfield, returning there 8 o'clock with Rhino Ryan. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609. Folks, today is April 4th, and you know what that means. It's time to vote. So please go out and vote. Do the right thing. If you're in the Elk Grove area, Steve Smith, Kathy Jarosh, and Tammy Miller. Dick Sayed. Say it again with Dick Sayed if you're in the fourth ward. And Paul Vallis if you're in the city of Chicago. I hope to see you guys tomorrow with Darren Dagg as our guest. Ocean's Pick, same time, same station. Remember, thank you for supporting local establishments, live entertainment, Be kind to everybody out there, folks. It's a tough world we're living in. In the great words of Ringo Starr, peace and love. Peace and love, everybody. God bless you all. Nick Sahajas, the piano man, he's going to take us out live. Goodbye.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
See you later, everybody. Have a great day. God bless.